Okay, so we jumped off over all those chapters, sped read them, and now we're here at chapter 13. And so this is an important chapter to look at. This goes hand in hand with chapter 1, where he's basically giving you some hardcore sort of science to look at. And we saw this in the graphic guide, all the things that he looks at here, right? So again, this is the evidence, right, that he is putting together in order to make the case for evolution and for natural selection. So looking at mutual affinities of organic beings, right? So instead of the creationist design idea that everything is on the earth is created individually and specifically, right? He's going to show how, no, we're all connected to each other, that we all come from basic progenitors, and show we share a mutual affinity with all the other beings on the planet. And then he'll look at aspects of morphology and embryology and rudimentary organs, which is pretty fascinating stuff, I have to say, and I'm a non-scientist. Pretty good stuff, and it's pretty spectacular, some of the stuff that he's talking about. I mean, it really gets into the nitty-gritty of a lot of things, and really has like a science fiction element to it, I would say. So science fiction without the fiction, huh? So that's chapter 13, and finally it'll end on chapter 14, which will be the conclusion. And again, this reading the conclusion along with chapter 6, and I'm going in the wrong direction. No, I'm not. Nope. Along with chapter 6, difficulty on theories, and chapter 1, the introduction, is a good way to read the text. So here he puts it all together, and he'll wrap it up. He'll add some new sort of flourishes to it, and he'll get philosophical at this point, and has some really good sections where he's talking about, how hard it really is to really grasp this idea. As much as he's tried to break it down and simplify it and show it in a logical way, it's really still something that is problematic to understand. And then he talks about the future of science with the idea of evolution and natural selection in hand. And he'll talk about the revolutionary nature of the idea and the revolutions that it will encode for science.